Certainly is a pleasure to be back here. Just waiting for my slide to come up. I guess it's not. Auryn is an exploration company with a major mining company's taste for discovery in a junior with a major mining company's exploration team. That being said, we're going after the world's biggest deposit, either gold or copper and gold, and we're getting very close. Moving ahead, these cautionary notes will allow me to share a lot of enthusiasm and about the year ahead for us and how some of these projects are coming together. We've designed a portfolio of 7 projects. 2 of these projects have come out as really obvious flagships for us. Committee Bay up north, where we're on the edge of a major discovery. I'll show you a little update there today, but most importantly, as Gwen pointed out, we believe we're onto a monster down at Sombrero, and that's become a very exciting opportunity. Both are drill ready. They're both very advanced. And if I was to just differentiate between us and any other junior explorer in the world, I would say it's the unprecedented scale and also the potential upside between these 2 major projects. Lastly, I'll point out that our management team has done this before. That's an important factor. We've found deposits, we've sold companies, but we've modified our game a lot to go after something much bigger than we have previously. Our share structure, we have 90 million shares out, still very well held. We own over 15% ourselves. Goldcorp owns 12.4%. They've invested 3 times about $40 million. We have no financial obligations to worry about to put pressure on us. And importantly, we've reduced our burn rate from 2017 by about $1 million a year by focusing on 2 of the 7 projects where we're going to put all our exploration efforts going forward this year. And lastly, having 7 projects, I'll talk about it a bit later in my presentation, but we have projects we can sell, as well as if we get the right price to self-finance and not have come back to market for money for the next 1 to 4 years. Our management team is balanced. There's technical people on this page. There's financial people and corporate people. Together, we've raised over $600 million since 2005 in good and bad markets. To Gwen's point, finding money or raising money has not been a challenge for us. We found 5 million ounces of gold in Keegan. We sold Caden, a high-quality exploration project in 2014 for $200 million. And we've set the bar extremely high to deliver 2 major successes out of Auryn. Our technical team, for those of you who have not met them or heard about them, they're predominantly former global experts from the Newmont former global exploration team. This is not just a positive because Newmont's buying Goldcorp and there's a great synergy there. It's because the level of work we do, the standards we do, the thorough and disciplined nature is extremely high, which is how we're able to go after these major world-class discoveries. Our portfolio looks like this. We're in northern Canada, and we're also down in southern Peru, 2 geopolitically great places to be. You're going to hear most about Sombrero and Committee Bay this year as we make our efforts there. There's a few projects there I'll talk about towards the end of my presentation that can be sold or are well into discussions of selling. Again, our goal here is to drill Sombrero and Committee Bay without having to raise any money in the next 12 months, relying on asset sales that may or may not transact in this time period before we drill. Peru. Peru is defined by some of the world's largest deposits. We went there with a gentleman by the name of Miguel Cardozo. He's credited with the discovery of Yanacocha as a gold deposit. That's a 60 million ounce discovery made by Miguel Cardozo. Sombrero, Baños del Indio, Huillacoya were all picked by Miguel, but Sombrero was his next major prize. Financial markets proved difficult. He ran out of money. We met him along the way, and we got a chance to get into the Sombrero project, which is quickly becoming a monster, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. This is the belt where it sits, Las Bambas, Tintaya, and Tucapay. These are some of Peru's largest porphyry deposits on the right. The yellow part of this map is showing you outcropping mineralization. You can see a list of the majors that exist there. If I showed you every claim on this map, you could not stake a claim on the right side of that dotted line. The green is showing you volcanic cover, and I'll soon show you an image of a window in this cover that showed us that there would be potential here for copper gold mineralization. The main difference between the mines on the right and our targets on the left is we're copper gold, they're all copper moly. So gold's a lot more valuable than moly. So here's a window. Here's a moderate terrain. You're at 3,900 meters elevation. There's grade, there's scale, and there's a road right to the property. And I want to thank the Peruvian government for foreshadowing our future success by building high-tension power lines on our property since we've been here. It couldn't get any better from an indication that we might be able to find a very profitable, low-cost, substantial copper-gold deposit on this property. This map here is going to fall into the geology world. I don't expect anyone to learn geology in 5 minutes, but it's real simple. We've taken a slice of the earth from the top to the bottom on the right. We've shown you our targets on the left in black and bold letters, and on the right we've showed you all those mines next door. What we're showing you here is they all occur in the same rocks that we're exploring in. So the exact same rocks that make up all those major mines next door are the ones we're exploring in, finding copious amounts of high-grade gold and high-grade copper. Moving ahead, we're ambitious. We screened 7,000 square kilometers to go and build a 120,000 hectare land position. We have 5 major opportunities so far in the northern portion of these claims. We'll have more by the time we're done. Our goal was to acquire the entire belt that exists next door in one company. If I was to show you the gold and copper numbers, they overlap perfectly over all of these blue claims that you see there, which is substantial. The copper gold deposits are potential skarn, epithermal, and porphyry targets we have. There's 5 of them. We've done all our work in Sombrero, Maine, in the black dotted box. That's going to be where our drilling program focuses first. We're permitting 40 pads. We expect to see a drill turning by June, July of this summer. Each one of these stars represent a major flagship opportunity within itself. One of them would be a massive home run for our shareholders. This is a cheat sheet another Mother Nature gave us. She carved a big canyon. She gives you a full shot of exactly what we're targeting. A big skarn body in the rusty color that you see there. Mining adits, that they were mining high-grade copper in the middle of that skarn target. You can see the grades in the yellow box, 0.5% to 4.5% copper, 0.2 up to 5 grams gold. Those are spectacular numbers on the top of this skarn target, also peripheral to the target. If you looked at any of our results in the last 12 months, you will see all those numbers occurring on areas where we don't have the topographic relief like this. This is going to be our second major drill target. We'll drill on the other side of the hill, back behind it, but we think this will continue into a major skarn deposit. Totora is a bit further north. This is about 25 kilometers north of where we're going to start drilling. Excuse me, you're looking at 50 meters outcrop of porphyry, copper gold porphyry, next to one of the most richest, prolific, endowed copper porphyry belts in the world. Nobody's ever sampled this. Nobody's ever drilled it. 1 to 3% copper, 0.2 to 5 grams gold. Those are spectacular grades on something that should have been well explored before we got here. But it's been the volcanic cover that I talked about earlier that's prevented everyone from coming here. We've just published a video on our website. I encourage all of you, for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to take you through the entire slides about Sombrero. Go watch it. It's 15 minutes long. You can YouTube Auryn Sombrero, you'll get a chance to see it, but it's a spectacular introduction of what might be the world's next major copper gold discovery. Committee Bay, the Great White North. It's been really tough, but I love this project more and more. Every year we get beaten by it. Where we've gotten with this project is we've gotten a lot closer to discovery than we've ever been. Last summer we talked about the edge of discovery. We were drilling towards a target. We went to our last hole, was our best hole. We didn't keep drilling. Well, what does that mean, and how are we going to make it better this year? We've decided to go and take another approach at the till. And we're using what's called machine learning, AI techniques. You've heard about it amongst tech, Bebek, and several companies. What is machine learning and how is it going to be useful? It's all about the data you've collected that's going to give you the outputs of targets. So last year, we were very successful in coming very close to targets. But here, what we have is the implication of machine learning. We take $54 million worth of data. We put it into a computer, which is using the same neural network as Facebook, Netflix, and Google. That's the engine we're using. So obviously a very high capacity, and then we're unbiasedly designing targets. How do you train it on Committee Bay? How do you train it there? We have a deposit called Three Bluffs. We took 1/3 of the deposit. We trained the computer with 1/3 of it. We challenged to find the other 2/3 of the deposit. It did so with a 99% accuracy. In February, you're going to see the results of this computer learning and the targets that we're going to look forward to this summer. Homestake Ridge, I'll touch briefly on. Advanced project, Golden Triangle. A company called IDM Mining was sold for $45 million. We have similar grade and about 500,000 ounces more than they have in their deposit. A lot of value here. Look forward to a potential transaction either this year, by the end of the year. So going forward on Sombrero, you're drilling in June. It's going to be boring. Your share price is going to suffer. No, it's not. You have asset sales to look forward to. We're going to resume trenching in February on Sombrero. Those are going to be some of the best areas to trench yet. And then the Committee Bay targeting with the machine learning is going to be an amazing revelation for us coming out in February. Lastly, I'll talk a little bit about the differences in the last 4 years. First of all, 2 major flagship projects that are drill ready. We're not seasonally limited to just the summer months at Committee Bay anymore. Sombrero is a 12-month-of-the-year drill turning program, and once that starts, it's not going to stop. The machine learning is going to be revolutionary. You'll see that shortly, and no major financial obligations. My last slide. We're well covered by analysts. Our share price is at the lowest point it's been in 3 years. Our symbol is AUG on Toronto and the New York Stock Exchange. We trade at $1.25 per share. If I reminisce with Caden, we were 67 cents per share, our lowest point in 4 years before Agnico bought us for $3.50 a share the year later. We're at the lowest point with Auryn, with the highest level of confidence on two of arguably the best exploration shots in the world for discovery. You don't have to be an experienced investor to recognize the opportunity at $1.25 per share. You have to be a greedy one. Thank you very much.